Hey guys, Bonzi Chung here, back with another episode of Unpacked, and warning, some of you may be triggered by some of the cards that we talk about today. First up, we got a LoneAzn Vulpix, Water type, weak to metal, 60 HP, retreat cost of 1. Its first attack, Guidance, search your deck for up to 2 Pokemon, reveal them and add them to your hand. And second attack, Snow Ice for 2 colorless, does 20 damage. The first attack, Guidance, I really like, guys, because it lets you add 2 Pokemon from your deck to your hand. Pretty good to help you search out those evolutions for the water type Pokemon. Maybe you're playing a Alolan Ninetales with this, which we will get to next. Or maybe you're playing something like Artillery. Maybe you use this to complement Primarina GX. Maybe you use this with Regice, Glaceon. There's a lot of strong water type Pokemon, and this definitely helps you search out those cards to get them into your hand. The only thing that sucks is that it's an attack, not an ability. So after you use the attack and add it to your hand, your opponent can play something like Ann or Judge, make you shuffle your hand back into your deck and have to start all over again, and then also hit this thing, possibly taking a knockout with the low HP pool. In the early game, it probably won't be much of an issue because not a whole lot of things hit for that much damage that early in the game. But late game, it's definitely going to be a liability. Next up, we got LoneAzn Ninetales GX. For 2 colors, Ice Blade does 50 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, and you don't apply weakness or resistance for bench Pokemon. Second attack, Blizzard Edge, 2 water, colors. Blizzard Edge does 160 damage, discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. And for 2 colorless, Clear Gate GX, move all damage counters from this Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. 210 HP, metal weakness, retreat cost of 1, water type, weak to, and then evolves from LoneAzn Vulpix. The first attack, Ice Blade, for 50 damage, and you get to choose where that 50 damage goes. It's pretty good. It only doesn't apply weakness or resistance for the bench, so if you hit the active and it's weak to water, it's going to get hit for weakness, so that's pretty good. The fact that you can choose where the damage goes is really great, because let's say your opponent retreats the Pokemon that has less than 50 HP, you can snipe for an extra 50, so it's pretty good. Blizzard Edge for 160 damage, discarding 2 energy from it is not that great, especially since this thing doesn't work with Max Elixir or any other kind of energy recovery, but it's alright. For 160 damage you're taking, that's not quite a 2-shot. It's like a 1.5 shot, so it's kind of overkill for the cost. I would expect it to be 130, but 160 is okay since you have to discard the 2 energy. You'll be hitting a lot of things for a lot of damage that way, not one-shotting a lot of things, so it's eh. And Clear Gate GX, move all damage counters from this Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon, is really nice considering how much HP this thing has. So if let's say your LoneAzn Ninetales has 170 HP on it, 170 damage on it, and you use Clear Gate GX and basically fully heals all of the damage from your Pokemon, and then puts it onto your opponent's Pokemon. So you could Ice Blade one turn to do 50, and then use Clear Gate GX the following turn and take out anything that has the equal damage. It's kind of a complex card for me to explain, but let's say your LoneAzn Ninetales has 150 damage on it, and your opponent's Pokemon only has 200 HP. You could use Clear Gate GX, move all the damage counters, and then on the following turn you can use Ice Blade and knock it out. So it's kind of a complex card in that sense, guys. It kind of requires some pre-planning and thinking ahead. But I definitely think LoneAzn Ninetales may have a place in both formats, standard and expanded. Next up we have Glalie from Sun and Moon 2. Oh yeah, Vulpix and Ninetales will be coming in Sun and Moon 2. So Glalie evolves from Snow, has 120 HP, water type, weak to steel, has a retreat cost of 3. For 2 water energy, Crunch does 40 damage, flip a coin. If heads, discard energy attached to your opponent's active Pokemon. This attack's pretty good since it says energy, not basic energy, means you can discard things like DCE. So for 2 energy, it's not bad. And then for 3 water energy, Raging Ice Ball, 70 damage. If this Pokemon has any damage counters on it, this attack does 80 more damage. Now, since this attack is I think it's very powerful, since if you just have 1 damage counter on it, you'll be doing 150 for 3 energy, which will 2-shot anything in the game. Unfortunately, this card does not work with things like Fighting Fury Belt, and there's not really a whole lot of things that just let it do extra damage. Maybe we'll only get Choice Band in the next expansion. It might be good, but since it doesn't work with a lot of the cards, since it's evolution, I'm not really sure about this card. The whole deck revolved around it. It'd definitely be something worth considering and testing out, just for funds maybe. But overall, I think the card's alright. Give it a 3 out of 5. Next up, we got Trevenant and Phantom, and any of you triggered yet? If you've played the game long enough, you've probably seen the Trevenant lock deck, and this might give you nightmares just looking at this tree. But anyways, getting to Trevenant and Phantom. Phantom, grass type. Unlike before, where Trevenant and Phantom were both psychic types, they're now grass types. Phantom has 60 HP, retreat cost of 2, and a weakness to fire. Its second attack for double colors, the only attack you probably will ever use. It's Confuse Ray, and it just confuses your opponent's active Pokemon. No coin flip required, so that's really nice. And then Trevenant has 120 HP, weakness to fire, retreat cost of 2. And its first attack, Poltergeist for 2 colorless, does 30 damage times the number of item cards your opponent has in their hand. They have to show you their whole hand, so if they have 3 trainer cards. So if they have 3 trainer cards in their hand, it's doing 90 damage. This attack is very powerful because, as you guys know, most decks these days run upward 30 plus just in trainer cards. So chances of them having 2, 3, 4, probably up to 4 trainer cards in their hand is extremely high, letting you do 120 damage. I definitely think Trevenant will definitely be a deck in Expanded. I don't think you'd play Trevenant with Item Lock. Actually, in Standard, you could play Trevenant with Vileplume. Since they're both grass types, they both would be held by things like Forest, Giant Plants, and Timber Ball. So you could definitely make like an Item Lock deck with Vileplume, making them not able to play their items and hold them in their hand, and then attack with Trevenant, causing it to do more damage. Pretty good card, definitely be made a deck made out of it. And its second attack, Hornleech, 90 damage for 2 grass and 1 colorless, healed 30 damage from this Pokemon. It's an alright attack, but we're mostly focusing on the double colorless attack just because it is so powerful. Next up, we have Darkrai GX. Now, Darkrai GX will not be released in Guardians Rising. This is being released in Japan's Sun and Moon 2.5, or the Strengthening Expansion Pack, and that usually means it's coming out in our 3rd Sun and Moon set, so this will be in our August set that comes out right before Worlds. Its ability, Resurrection. Once during your turn, if this card is in your discard pile, you may put this card onto your bench and attach 1 dark energy from it to your discard pile. And can I say, oh my god, that is so good. Especially in Expanded, where we still have things like Battle Compressor. But in Standard, I definitely think this card is very good, just because there's so many ways to get in the discard pile. You can just Sycamore away into your hand, out of your hand. You could just play it. But I definitely think most people are going to try to get into the discard pile just so they can get that free attachment. Its first attack, Dark Rift, for 2 dark energy and colorless. Dark Rift, 130 damage, and it's not affected by resistance. Now that last part where it's not affected by resistance is key, because it lets you hit things like, it lets you 2-shot things like Mega Gardevoir, which have resistance to dark, and this definitely gives a boost to dark decks in the future. And it'll 2-shot a Mega Gardevoir. It'll just 130 damage will 2-shot anything. It'll even 2-shot a Wailord, although it won't 2-shot a Wailord with the Fighting Fury belt on it, but that's besides the point. Dead End GX, or same thing, 2 dark and colorless. If your opponent's active Pokemon is affected by a special condition, that Pokemon is now knocked out. Now this is pretty good because we have things like Haunter from Generations that when you evolve into it, it confuses them. We have things like Spinarak from Ancient Origins, which poisons Pokemon. You have things like Poison Barb from Sun and Moon Base, which when they attack what the Pokemon's attached to, it poisons them. There's a lot of ways to inflict the special condition pretty easily on your opponent's active Pokemon. So there's not very much required to set that up. But overall, I think Darkrai GX is going to be an amazing card. Definitely going to help boost up those dark decks. All depending upon rotation. For Standard, it all depends on where they cut the rotation off at, and whether or not dark decks can continue to see play. And Expanded, though, I know we'll see dark decks for a long time, because if they rotate the way I think they're going to rotate, we won't be losing anything except for Dark Patch. Next up, we got Ruffini GX. The last Guardian is revealed. Again, this one will probably not be coming out in Guardians Rising. It'll probably be coming out in whatever our 3rd set is in August. 170 HP. We cannot see its weakness because of the image in here, but I'm willing to bet it's going to be weak to grass, just like every other water Pokemon that's being released nowadays. It has a retreat cost of 1. For Aqua Ring, for colorless, does 20 damage, and you may switch this with one of your bench Pokemon. So it's kind of like Umbreon Strafe Attack, where you may switch it out and put it onto with the Pokemon on your bench. This does work with things like Fighting Fury Belt, letting you do 30 damage. Yeah, pretty alright. Not great, but it's cool for a single energy attack. Next attack, Hydro Shot for 2 water energy and a colorless. Discard 2 water energy, attach this Pokemon, do 120 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. It's alright. Having discard 2 water energy sucks, but 120 damage is pretty alright, I guess. It'll 2-shot most things. Tapu Storm GX, shuffle your opponent's active Pokemon, all cards attached to it into their deck. If they have no bench Pokemon, this attack fails. Since you don't take a prize from this GX move, instead you just shuffle the card back into their deck, I don't really see this GX move being the best or very good at all. Just because it lets them put it back into their deck with all the cards attached to it. Maybe if it said discard all cards attached to it, I think that would make it better. And just put the Pokemon back into their deck. But it definitely delays them, slows them down, especially if you're playing something like Turbo Dark or something like, I don't know, Volcanion. It'll definitely slow them down. But overall, I don't think this card... I think it's the weakest Guardian out of the 4 guys. We'll have to wait and see what else gets released in that set. Maybe there's something they're going to release in Guardians Rising or something they'll release in our 3rd Sun and Moon set that'll make this card better. But for what we have right now, I don't like it. I don't think it's very good. Now this card will trigger you guys. Aqua Patch. It's Dark Patch for water Pokemon. That's all it is. It's literally just take Dark Patch and replace the Dark symbol with a water symbol. It is the exact same card. If you played in Black and White days, you know why this card's good already, because Dark Patch was an amazing card. It's even in expanded right now. The card's value is still holding at pretty high for $6.50. I think Aqua Patch is going to be probably the most sought after card in the next set. It's definitely a boost to Lapras Water Box. It's definitely a boost to cards like, Lapras Water Box. It's definitely the first thing that comes to mind, just because discarding 1 energy from the discard pile is so good. I don't think we need to talk a whole lot about why this card is broken, guys. I don't know why they decided to bring back patches again. People did not like Dark Patch, except for Dark players. But you guys will be triggered by this like I was. And then for our rapid fire topics, guys, we have the Legacy Evolution Pin Collection. This will be released soon. It features a Steelix reprint from Steam Siege, Crobat from Phantom Forces, Slow King from Breakthrough or Breakpoint, I think, I can't remember, Politoed from Furious Fists, and a Blissey and a Blossom from 2 other sets that I can't remember. You can expect the non-EX Pokemon to be Shattered Foils and also include some packs, guys. And then we also have Entei, Suicune, Raikou 3-pin blisters. These will each come with a pin, Steam Siege pack, Evolutions pack, and a Sun and Moon pack. I'll definitely be picking these up because those pins look dope as hell. And those will be added to the chain gang for sure, guys. Now, this is the part where I announce a Pokemon Trading Card Game weekly code card giveaway that I'm doing. Every episode of Unpacked will have 2 codes given away during the episode of Unpacked. It will always be the latest set, and I'll always try to get the newest set as soon as it's released, guys. But realize that it might take me a little while to get those code cards. Because I buy them in bulk from a local store, so that way I can always have enough. As soon as I can get the newest set, I'll have them available. Right now, I have plenty of Sun and Moon. As soon as Guardians Rising, I will try to get those for the first episode of Unpacked. And how do you win these codes? That is very simple. Every video, I'm going to ask you guys a question, and all you got to do is answer the question in the description. Now, there will be no right or wrong answer. It'll just be your personal opinion. And you guys just answer the question, and in the following week, I will pick 2 random winners from the comment section, and I'll message you guys your codes on YouTube, and also I will put the winners in the description of the video. That way you guys know that if you won or not, that way you can go check your messages, because I know YouTube likes to not tell you when you get a message. So this week's question is do you guys like Aqua Patch? Do you think it's bad? Do you think it's good for the game? Let me know in the comment section, guys, and thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Cost of 2. Its first attack for colors, I'm gonna butcher this name, Adamantine Press, 30 damage.